morning, everyone. It's so lovely to see you all's faces today. We had a pretty rough commute into the office today, so uh, it was a drag. So I'm glad that you all are joining us. We actually didn't have a whole lot to chat about today. We just wanted to really get this back on everybody's, monthly radar. It's May. We will probably only do one office hours session over the summer, because a lot of people have got a lot of different things going on this summer, and typically there's not as many announcements going on. But I did want to again mention Veronica had said that we have the office hours session from April posted. And Veronica, if some of the people weren't on here, if we could get a link or something to that, there is, for those of you who weren't on for last month, we did get a chance to walk through our scholar portal, so you can see how we do our new way to put in your request for professional development funds. So all of that is in the portal now. A couple of things I did want to mention to you. Obviously it's summer. So here we are. I can't believe it. Apparently my oldest son told me yesterday, "Oh yeah, mom, school is out next week." And I was like, "What?" I just completely lost track that, I mean, it really is summer. So in terms of the program, we want to make sure that you have submitted your summer enrollment, that you have submitted your final grades for spring semester. Just so, again, grades are so we can make sure that everything is cool, that everybody's doing okay, and the summer enrollment is so that if you are a state funded student, that you can get your stipend over the summer, because we can't pay you unless if you're not enrolled. That's probably the biggest thing that I want to make sure that you all understand that. The other thing that we're super excited about, and I don't even know where I put the link, so I apologize, but this will go out in an email. Registration for the Institute 2024 is now open. So you can go ahead and register, start making flight requests and all of that. We're super excited to see you all at the Institute this year. We've got a lot of really cool sessions planned. Again, those dates are October 31st, it's a Thursday, through um, Sunday, November 3rd. We will be in New Orleans. And I mean, I don't know how many times I've said that because I'm like super excited, but the registration is now open. So I will make sure that everyone gets the link to registration. We wanted to try to open it a bit earlier this year so that you're not waiting until August, when we're also trying to onboard 100 new scholars. So we'll make sure that not only that you all on the call, but that all of our current scholars will get that registration information today. So you can go ahead and get that squared away. Something I forgot to mention, when you are submitting grades and enrollment, there's only that one section in the Scholar portal. And so you will just need to overwrite whatever you had in there previously. We have already, made notes, made records and all that. So when you are submitting your information for this semester, it's okay to overwrite what's already in there. So I did want to say that. I think, what else? Registration was the big thing. What am I missing? Veronica or Dr.
Completed forms for those who have
Oh, yes.
graduated.
Yes. If you or any of your friends have graduated, number one, congratulations. And we are super excited. If you have graduated or you know people who are in the program who have graduated, please make sure that they fill out the completer form. We want to make sure that, number one, we have that you have finished your degree program, and we also want to make sure that we have the right registration codes and stuff for you, and we also want to be able to celebrate you and all of your accomplishments at the institute, which will be super exciting. So please, again, and the form can also be found on our website. Um, so again, if you have completed your program, if you know people who have completed their program, please make sure they fill out the completer form. We want to make sure that we have the most accurate data up to date in our database. And it gets kind of funky when, 2 or 3 years down the road, somebody's like, oh, I forgot to do my completer form, but I graduated 3 years ago. It kind of throws our numbers off. So make sure you fill that out. And I don't know, that might be it for the moment. I was just talking with Veronica this morning. I'm probably in the next couple of weeks going to implement like a Calendly link so that it will be a little bit easier to meet with me and have access to me. Um, because listen, we have a lot of meetings and stuff that go on, and my number one priority is making sure that all of the needs of our scholars are met. And so I figured that'd just be an easier way for you to schedule, 15 to 30-minute time blocks if you need to speak with me individually, because sometimes we're in the office and I get the phone calls, and sometimes we're out of the office and we don't get phone calls, or a million emails come through at once, and I want to make sure that not only myself but our team is able to get you the get your questions answered, get you the right resources, point you in the right direction of things. We want to make sure that that you have everything you need, because we are here to support you. Um, let's see, what else? If you have not followed, Veronica, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a
The
blank.
the LinkedIn spotlight
Yes.
page.
Yeah, yeah. Can you talk a little bit about that again, please?
Okay. We have recently, as early as earlier this year, created a LinkedIn page, spotlight page, which is specific to DSP and the members, with the people who follow our current graduates in addition to our former graduates, and we're adding new people each day as we find people. So it's an opportunity for people to network, to see some of the great things that our graduates and our scholars are doing, opportunity for
Interesting.
connections and just different things that may be available to you. And we also plan to use that platform to post things that are, considered opportunities for you, or maybe for other people that and celebrate people's accomplishments. And we have some scholars and graduates highlighted there now. So please feel free to go in and take a look. Kind of using that platform a little bit more for those type of things, and our Twitter, Facebook platforms are. We also share that information, but we also share other funding opportunities and different things that may be of interest to you. So I'm going to put that link in the chat as well. I'm also putting in a link to get you to the Scholar Update portal, because I did see somebody had a question about where specifically to put some things. So bear with me here just a moment, and I will do that.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. One of the questions is where does that go? So when you're logged into the Scholar Update portal, you're going to want to go to section 3 where it says current file uploads. You might need to scroll down a bit, but again, there's only one little slot available for grades and one for enrollment. So if you have something there already, that's fine. You can just upload a new file and to overwrite it. And if you're having trouble, please reach out to either Veronica or myself. We know there were some folks who had logged in with a different email, and we're trying to get that cleared up as well. But most of you should be able to log in pretty easily. But again, if you have some questions or some issues trying to log in, let us know. Dr. A? Got any messages for the people?
Nope. No, you all have covered it very well. Is everybody doing okay? You hear talking, everybody's looking so somber. For those of you who have your cameras on. Thank you, Lydia, for a smile. There you go. Jeffrey, you doing okay? It's good to see you again, sir.
Sorry. Yes, I'm doing fine.
you
I was just checking on the links, so my
Yeah.
bad.
Okay. All right. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in October. I like Tiffany and all of us on staff are excited to be in New Orleans. We haven't been there for 20 years, more than 20 years. It's been a long
I
time.
didn't realize it had been that long. Yeah. Okay.
It's been a while since been in New Orleans, 98, 99, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a
We're
good time.
excited, and to be there on Halloween, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. That's all I'm gonna say to all of you. It's gonna be fun.
Hey,
Go ahead.
oh, I did see in the chat somebody asked a question about link to registration for the Institute, and you will receive an email with that information because the credentials for that are specific to each person. So if you have not received it, you should receive it sometime this week.
Makiba, I see your question was the usual turnaround for reimbursement. We try to get those in like a 2-week time frame. I did just see yours in the portal, and so it will be I feel like I'm like having a massive brain fart. It is being sent for processing, and you should receive it in the next 2 weeks.
And we will tell you if you don't see it in 2 weeks.
Let us know because
Yeah,
there's a
don't
very
sit
good
back and
chance.
go that there. Just call us, send us an email, remind us, because you all just always keep in mind that there are only one Tiff and one Veronica, and there are literally 600 of you all that are in this process, and we get hundreds of emails. So if something, and things can get missed. It's not that we're trying to ignore anybody, not wanting to pay people, but we do miss things on occasion. And I say rare occasions, but it does happen. But don't sit back and be passive about it. And I say to all of you, please be aggressive about it. Make sure we do what we're supposed to be doing, and because we do make an effort to try to really do this in a very timely manner for all of them. But
and so there are a couple of questions. So right now we're still doing mail. We hope to change that so that it will be direct deposit at one point, but that's we're not there yet. Lydia, I will check on yours. I thought I had already sent that for processing, but I will check that today and get back with you.
Well, one thing I see, I'm sorry, go ahead, Dr. A.
Oh, I'll say, yeah, fuss at us if you're not seeing things. That's fine to do that. Yeah, it's okay to be the squeaky wheel in those kind of cases in terms of getting your reimbursements. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I was just going to say, I see that a couple of people were talking about, how you need some rest and you're exhausted. And I was just curious to know, what is everybody doing for self-care? I can share some webinars and things that we've done with some of our program graduates who share their tips for you all, but just curious to know. I mean, you can put it in the chat, or if you want to unmute and let us know that would be great, because we want to make sure that you're taking care of your whole self.
No, I try to get in a extra nap at least on the weekend. It doesn't always work that way, but sometimes it is helpful.
Okay, I see. Sleep.
Yep.
Sleep.
Okay. Exercise.
There we
Okay.
go. All
Yeah.
right. And so one of the things that our vice president in our office has implemented is a snack and stretch on Tuesday afternoons. And so she'll bring in a healthy snack. Folks will bring in stuff to share, but we also try to do either some stretching, yoga. When the weather is nice, we'll go outside. It's not nice today, so I doubt we'll be outside today. But even just a few minutes has really been helpful. So
I was
exciting,
that was
Alicia.
you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead. Sorry.
That's when you said I'm exhausted because I am, and I probably look the way that I feel. I look a mess, to be honest. But
You don't believe me.
this week, I was thinking to myself, like, I know all the things, and I think probably all of us know all the things that we could do for self-care because we've done them before. And like as a grad student, you kind of like pick up tools along the way. I think the hard part about like being in a program, and I'm just finishing my first year, is like knowing how to use those self-care tools or when to place, put them into place when the unexpected happens. Like, and those are the things that you don't see happening. So I think that's why it's like one thing after the other, and I'm like. And I thought childbirth was hard. Like this is
This is a whole different level. Okay.
Like, give me the kids and I don't have to deal with all these other things. So just juggling those things and finding time to use self-care when we only have 24 hours in the day. I know all the things because sleep is what I want to do, but I don't have time to sleep right now.
Yeah, I know. I definitely hear you. But, power naps work. 30 minutes, get it in, it doesn't seem like, but it will take you far.
What I did was I just literally I had to take a week off.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I
sometimes you
had to
do.
take a break between the spring and the summer and do non-thinking things. If everybody know what that is.
Yeah.
And that literally has rejuvenated me a little, just a little, to start me on to the May semester because I was like on zero. And I thought I had it. And I was doing my meditation, I was doing my walking, I was doing like she said, you have all the little tricks and the naps and all that, but nothing was working. And the professor just kept throwing things at me. And I just said, I'm just going to have to take a break. So sometimes you just have to take a break.
Why
Yeah,
not?
absolutely. Makiba, was that you? Sorry.
Yeah, that was me. I was gonna say one of the mindfulness exercises that I use is not one that takes a lot of time, but it is so impactful. So much so that it's now part of what I do without even realizing it. And and it was part of a training I did for my job. And I was like, oh yeah. And I was and in the training, I was showing them and I was like, oh gosh, this is good. And I take my hand. I'm right-handed, so I take my dominant hand and I put it over my heart. And when things get kind of crazy, I put the other hand over it too. And sometimes I just do it and I'm not really like, I can feel it, but the whole point, especially when you first start, is to just put your hand over your heart and just feel your heartbeat, feel your breathing. And I will tell you, it takes 30 seconds, maybe less. And it is so impactful. And I'm not gonna lie. I know that we got folks all over, but sometimes I do like this and just, it's skin to skin. And then someone told me recently who's a mindfulness and I've done it. It doesn't feel as good as, whatever, because I like the nice touch. But she was like, just take that hand sometimes and just press it into, as much as you can take. And just so that you can really, really feel your heart. Really, really feel your heart. I've done that one a couple of times, but sometimes just literally just putting my hand over my heart, it just helps. And it's not something people even know that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so I can be in a meeting where they are stressing the crap out of me.
Yeah.
or seeing something in class that I don't like, and I just do this, and it helps me to self-soothe and to in a positive way, So that's my drug of choice, and I think
I
it's
like that.
yeah.
I like that. So one of the things, Dr. A and Veronica know, I'm a Post-it person. I have like Post-its all over my office because I try to write down, notes and to-do lists and things like that. And I had been talking to my mom not too long ago, and she said one of the things that she had learned from a training not too long ago was that, we always write to-do lists, but to try to write a done's list. So write down everything that
That's a
you
good one.
have completed, write down a list of all of the good things that you have done, even if it's small things. And, of course, I kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, that sounds good. But, I have been, doing a lot at work and home. And she was like, well, have you done your duns list? And I was like, no. She said, okay, well, let's sit right here. And she made me go through a list of all the things that I had completed. And even just something as simple as, reframing, like, oh my, instead of, oh my God, I have so much to do, it's more of, oh my gosh, look at how much I've been able to accomplish. Look at how much I've been able to complete. And it just kind of settled me a little bit more to say, look, there's always going to be work to do. That is for sure. But, acknowledging where you have been, where you are going and how you are accomplishing things on the way is also incredibly important. So consider doing a DUNS list. Sarah, I'll share that.
And I will say too, for those of you who have not been to the Institute, we also have sessions at the Institute that speak to this as well. And Lynn Curry is one of our regular presenters, and she does a session on mindfulness. And she usually will have an opportunity for those who are interested to join an online community. And she, I believe, is in professor in Michigan over McNair Scholars there, and it's something that she does with her group there as well. And I will look for that link because she sent that to us, I think, at the end of November, and I'll look for that link and I can add that to the email that we send you all as well, if that would be helpful to you. But like I said, for those who have not been to the Institute or didn't get to do everything at the Institute, we have things in place to address this, in addition to some of the other concerns that people have. Okay, and then Makiba, I see you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I was just wondering if during the institute, you know how you have the sessions where people can look at your CV? I was wondering if maybe we could have a session where people can have like a 15-minute massage. I know that can be costly, but like have a room where people are doing a chair massage and you sign up for a 15-minute chair massage. Or just maybe a mindfulness kind of room specifically for that, where people can go and meditate and do whatever. I mean, that's just, and I know that's cost because,
Right.
it's cost, but just,
I think that's actually a good idea. Now, I'm not saying that we can implement it for this institute, but it's something that we can think about moving forward. And I will say that a couple of years ago, I was probably pre-COVID. I think we did something like that here in the office too, where, just had about 15 minutes. When you come, you do a chair massage, and it was, at first everybody's like, oh, we don't need it, whatever. But man, it was so great. and I loved it. So Makiba,
or
we'll
something where
definitely keep that in mind.
yeah, because I know actually having people, like multiple people to actually do it would be expensive, or maybe during the institute you have, so we talk we walk what we talk. And,
Right. Yeah.
and that maybe having this is, an actual practice where we set the time aside for folks to do it, and maybe they're doing exercises like a chair exercise or so and so, or or maybe in the morning invite people to go for a walk. Just some thoughts on, since we say it, like, how do we
Yeah.
make space for it so that
Yeah,
people take it, we start it there. Just
yeah,
a
I like that.
A good suggestion.
I
Very good.
like that. Let's see. There's some really good self-care ideas in the chat, so I encourage you to browse through some of those. We are coming up at 10:30, so I know that those are all the summer enrollment and grades. That was a big thing. We will send out information this afternoon about registering for the Institute. So we'll get that out for you. And again, make sure you check out the LinkedIn page. I think Veronica put that link in the chat. I think those were the main things that we wanted to talk about. And again, if you have a specific question or a specific situation related to you, just send Veronica your contact information, and I've set aside some time so I can make some calls today and call people and talk directly. So Dr. A, anything else you want to add, share?
No, if anything comes up, we're here. And, do not hesitate to, and I encourage you to reach out if you all are running into issues and concerns as quickly as you can. And I say this all the time. Many times we can help. Most times we can in some way, shape, or form. But the earlier we know about a situation, the better we are able to respond to that situation, as opposed to when it's in crisis. It's kind of like your doctors like to treat you early and while you're well, as opposed to having to deal with you in the emergency room or under very stressful situations for all of us. So, so please make sure you keep us in the loop as early as you can on issues that you're having to deal with that you think we can assist with. But other than that, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Well, I guess I mentioned at the beginning, summer is kind of a down period for most of our scholars, and it will actually be kind of starting an upward trajectory for our team as we start to bring on our new scholars. So we will probably only do one office hours session over the summer, and so check your emails at some point and sign up for that. But Veronica will make this recording available so you can view it later, and you'll also be able to see the office hour session from last month as well. So if there aren't any other questions for the general audience, we'll go ahead and close this out. But like I said, know that I'm blocking off some time to answer questions directly for folks. So send your questions to Veronica, and we'll get back with you today. All right, everybody, good. I love your
Everybody,
smiling
thank you
faces.
very much for tuning in. And,
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day.
I have
All
a
right.
question. Sorry, one question.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was on mute. I didn't realize I was muted. So am I correct in thinking that I have to register for a class during the summer period? Or
We would like for you to register for classes during the summer. If you do not, and you are also a state-funded scholar,
Maryland, not state funded.
Maryland, not state-funded. So we would prefer for you to take classes because we want you to, make as much progress as you can. But there are folks who do not. It's understandable.
It's only because I'm not covered for the summer. So if I were to take a summer class, I'd probably have to pay out of pocket. But I'm getting ready to do my comps anyway, so I'm kind of done with classes. I should be done with classes now, so I don't know
Yeah, well, listen, don't take classes just to be taking random classes.
Yes.
Please don't do
Yeah.
that, because that ends up being more of a waste than than not. So if it's not in the cards for you this summer, that's fine. When you go to submit your enrollment information, you can submit your enrollment for the fall.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, Jeffrey
Jeffrey.
has a question.
Yes, I'm sorry that I'm bothering with this.
That's okay.
So in terms of state funded students, I saw there was a memorandum that came out in August 30th with an increase on the amount
Yes.
now, right?
Mhm.
So I asked, just because I went through the last time that we had the meetings, I went through all those links and I was checking, and the website is looking awesome.
Mhm.
And so I was looking at it, and then I bumped into that. So I asked Dr. Henderson if she was aware of this, because I didn't see any changes. So she's like, "Oh, let me know," because I guess she didn't know. So that's what I wanted
Right.
to know. Is that
So
something official, or was just a starting probably?
no, it is official. And so Dr. Henderson did come to our regional advisory committee meeting, so she is aware of that now. That really has more of an effect on our state funded scholars, because if they are receiving above that threshold, then we need to make adjustments to our end. So that would not necessarily have an effect on you directly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But she does know, and she is aware. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. No
Looking
problem
forward
at all.
to New Orleans, Dr.
Oh,
Abraham.
absolutely. Right. Well,
Anything else
that's
from anybody?
all right.
Akiva, you got a
I
hand
do
up?
have one, but it's an offline one because it's to me specifically. So
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll give you a call back this afternoon.
okay, thanks.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Okay, everybody. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.